Chris, you talked about your team handling the attention to detail. Did you see that in this game as it was going through in spurts?
At times, at times. We looked rusty, of course, as expected. Thought like obviously some really, really good patches, but just too much fouling, really. I thought that was the story of the game.
And we saw some clutch play by Ant again,
Sure.
and then Rudy Gobert with his rebounding, 10 offensive rebounds. What were your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, Rudy was extremely active. He was, really, really good. They had a hard time keeping him off the glass. They committed so many people to the ball, stepping up in help situations that opened up avenues for him to go. And he was active and either getting it or keeping it alive. And Ant was awesome. Finished the game like he can, and I thought his shot selection was really good for the most part, and took the right shots. And in clutch time, he got to his spots pretty simply.
Chris, Rudy with another flagrant foul and
Yep.
going to miss a game on Sunday. Like, how do you manage that going forward, just with how important he is?
It's up to him to manage it. I mean, I thought that call was a bit harsh. I mean, it looked like two guys tangled up, and the arm flies back. Sometimes that happens. Seemingly never. Every time Rudy gets clocked in the head and the face, which is quite a bit, it's always that's just two guys. Let's play on, nothing, But yet, other way around, it seemed to be penalized for it. So I thought it was harsh. I could see giving a technical there, maybe flagrant. I didn't see the flagrant. I didn't see the unnecessary part of it. So.
Why do you think the ball movement dried up so much in the middle of the game?
Yeah, I mean, good question. I think we were fighting the pass. I think guys were maybe feeling a little bit out of rhythm, trying to get themselves going. But our pace dropped easily. Our pace dropped. So.
In the first half, Rudy was all over the glass. Just really productive tonight in general, outside of the flagrant. Is that somebody where you think like the All-Star break sometimes can just bring new life back into the legs and everything?
Certainly, yeah. And I think the guys did a good job of trying to find him earlier. Even some resulted in turnovers, but the intention was there. We weren't able to complete the plays, and anytime like he's engaged offensively like that, he brings another level to every other part of the game. So.
Dante hit 3 shots in like the first 8 minutes, and then 2 shots the rest of the game.
Yeah, it's really kind of inexcusable. We got to be able to find him out there better. To Jace's point, it was a result of the ball movement driving up.
Nas, 21 points, 7 rebounds. After the kind of slow start for him to the season, we've talked a lot about how he's turned it on. Just when did you sense that he was turning a corner on this season?
I can't remember exactly the time, but it was, certainly within the first window of the season, first 15 games he started, or right around that mark, I would say he really started to kind of just rebound really at a high level and make a lot of kind of, those types of plays, get out and run, rebound, just play with more activity. And that's really kind of what got him going offensively, was just doing non-offensive stuff.
Do you feel like he's self-creating offense more? He's always been a good ball movement guy, but Nas, you feel like looked like he was looking for his own shot, self-creating it a little more.
Yeah, for sure. He has that. He has that ability. He's blessed with that talent. He's also one of our next action guys. He's a really quick decision maker. He didn't. A couple games before the break, he struggled to kind of score. And I thought he forced some things in those games. Tonight, I thought he let the game come to him a bit, and then he kind of got into his bag, if you will.
And I know you talked about Ant's clutch time play a little bit, but just kind of over the course of this season, his numbers are really elite at the end of games, and he just looks like has so much more control over the end of games. That's not what it was like 3-4 years ago. How have you just sort of seen that progression from Ant?
Yeah, I mean, put the work in this summer. And no doubt about it. It was the number one thing that he wanted to do this year, was get himself a repeatable a shot, in the mid-range, most likely in the mid-range there, and, be able to get to it time and again and clean. Generally, he's tried to, up until this season, close with the 3-point shot. And now he's mixing it up. You know, he gets to his clean mid-range, he gets to the rim, and he can take his 3 too. So, but he knows, I think, and he's playing with a little bit, better tempo. You know, he's using the clock for the most part, really smart, picking his time to go. He's aware when they're coming to double him late. So he's got a good feel for, when to invite that, and that initiates good offense too. Yeah. Yeah.
How exciting is kind of Johan getting some of these spot minutes now?
I mean, it's great. Any meaningful minutes we can get him. I thought he was fantastic out there. I didn't go back to him just because I wanted to make sure I could really get Julius and Nas their minutes. Just coming out of the break here, get these guys to knock some of the rust off, but it was nothing that he did or didn't do, which didn't lead to a second shift. So, thanks.
Sorry, just to kind of go off that point about Johan, when you have a young player like that who just seems to have a knack of being around the ball, how much do you let him go just off of instincts defensively and try? But at the same time, I know trying to keep him in the defensive structure you want your team to play.
Yeah,
with.
I think most of what he's doing right now is off instinct. Yeah, I think the way we need him to play kind of fits naturally into what we're asking him to do. Anyway, so I think it's easy for him in that regard. But he's a very instinctual player. He does compete for everything all the time. Goes after every block. We got to do a better job, I think, covering up on the glass when he pursues some of the stuff. But and then offensively, he's just injects a lot of pace, just getting down the floor. So, but most of it's instinct. That's what you want. Just let him play out there where he's most comfortable and doesn't have to overthink anything.